Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts. This is a special episode. We only got one prehistoric animal to talk about. It's a type of dinosaur. It is actually called Tarchia. Tarchia in Greek or Latin means brainy one. Herbivore. Lived in the Cretaceous. About probably 80 to 75 million years ago. Fossils have been found in Mongolia. Length of this animal is actually still debatable. There's some estimates saying that the body size of Tarchia could be 26 feet, but Gregory Paul has actually made an estimate of possibly a little over 12 feet, probably 12 to 14 feet. And probably would have weighed 1.5 tons, so around 3 tons. And with Tarchia is a type of armored dinosaur. So if it was actually around 80 to 75 million years ago, it would actually be encountering the Tyrannosaurs a lot more for types of predators that would actually be around. Now, Tarchia would actually still be debatable in terms of like what species it actually is. Because there are some paleontologists that believe it's actually just a dinosaur that is already discovered, but we don't really know that for sure. But even though right now it's still its own species, but there's very few fossils have been found. Only the skull and a few armored plates or armored scutes. The scutes for the armor, actually. And so Tarchia would actually be a very slow-moving type of dinosaur, so like all other armored dinosaurs, so like all other ankylosaurs and polycanthids and nodosaurs, is that they were very slow moving. So because of that having body armor, that means you're not going to have speed. So they're not going to be running away from predators. So they're just going to stand still, and actually hopefully that the predator doesn't find its weak spot, and then it'll actually go about its business. But the thing is that with all other armored dinosaurs, probably Tarchia, like other ankylosaurs, probably actually had like a tail club on the end of its tail. So it would make sense, but I don't think it's going to be as large as, like, say, Ankylosaurus or Euplocephalus. But it would actually be a significantly good-sized tail club. And so with, like, say, like a Tyrannosaur like Tarbosaurus, it would actually not actually, because Tarbosaurus wouldn't even dare go near an armored dinosaur very much if it's a healthy individual. Now, if it was a juvenile, it would actually go after them. But if Tarbosaurus was actually going to take on an adult, it would not even go near one. It's because Tarchia knows how to defend itself against a healthy adult Tarbosaurus. And so, when you're a healthy herbivore, you're more likely not going to be picked on by predators. And so that would actually be the case. And then when you actually have that type of body armor, it would be hard for Dromaeosaurus to actually get right on the back. Like, say, the Velociraptors. The Velociraptors would actually have a hard time actually finding the weaknesses, unless if it was able to actually get in the underbelly of Tarchia. But Velociraptors, I don't think actually would go after something that large, considering of how small they are compared to other types of herbivores that would actually be going after. So Velociraptor would probably be going after medium-sized, small to medium-sized prey. So that's why you actually probably see it actually be attacking Protoceratops a lot more, and also probably the Pachycephalosaurs a lot more, like Stegosaurus or Paraenocephaly. But with Tarchia, I would probably actually have one of the best defenses in its ecosystem. So it would actually be very well defended. It would actually have because it has all that body armor, and of course with Tarchia, even though it actually means brainy one, ankylosaurs are not very intelligent whatsoever in terms of the dinosaur brain IQ. So it would be just above the sauropods. So it actually, ankylosaurs would actually just be above the sauropods and stegosaurs. So that would actually be the case. But like with all ankylosaurs, it actually has a good sense of smell, good sense of hearing, but probably bad eyesight. So it would actually be kind of like a rhinoceros in a way, is that it can only see anything within close distance. Cannot see anything very far. So probably for an early warning system, it probably had like maybe birds and maybe some small pterosaurs that were probably on its back to actually give an early warning system for Tarkia. And so that would be the case for that, you know? Why not? Because if you have a symbiotic relationship with a type of other animal, with another animal in your ecosystem, that could actually serve you as an early warning system, why not? Even though it could actually take care of like parasites that are on the animal while they're actually keeping a good lookout on. And so whenever like small birds were actually kind of scanning around, and they'll be feasting on the body of Tarkia, like pretty much like catching like biting flies. It would actually probably be catching blood-sucking type of parasitic insects, so on and so forth. And so once a predator actually comes by, then they'll actually start giving out like some sounds, pretty much like chirps or some screaming, kind of like a screech or something like that. And it would actually give Tarkia a good idea of what's coming, you know. But if it could actually smell the predator, then it will go right into that instinctive mode of like, gotta defend myself. And that's why you probably see like ankylosaurs actually kind of turning towards their side to make sure that the predator actually sees the body armor, and also kind of like saying, this is some, you don't want to go near me because otherwise I can really injure you badly, you know. So probably Tarkia could actually hit the face of a Tarbosaurus, breaking some of the skull bones. Could actually hit the rib cage if the Tarbosaurus was actually able to get low enough, and also but mainly it would be targeting the legs, like the feet and ankles, even in the lower leg region. Probably wouldn't actually go as high as like say the femur, but even though it could happen, but it's just that I think if it would only hit the femur, it'd actually be like a juvenile Tarbosaurus would actually be going after it, probably like a teenaged one. And of course, with the extinction of Tarkia, couldn't adapt to the new changes in the environment pretty much, and that's how all she wrote. It's just that it just couldn't actually adapt to like the changing conditions in its environment pretty much like that. It got drier, and also the plants that the herbivore actually needed to actually keep it going probably weren't around that much to actually keep it alive after 75 million years ago. Alright, that's it for now. Now, next week I'll be doing an extra episode this time, so let me know what kind of paleontology documentary TV series or show that you actually want me to review. So, no movies, just a TV documentary series. And could be any one of them, but if it's one that I haven't seen yet, then I'll just let you know that I have not seen that and I don't have that, and so just just make sure that it's something that I know. If it's something I don't know, then I'll just have to look it up on the internet as quickly as possible. But if I can't find it, then it's going to be very hard to find. But anywho, just let me know by emailing me at dinocris71@gmail.com, or just go on my Facebook page, Producer Effects of Dino Chris. You can actually post whatever kind of TV documentary paleontology series that you actually want me to talk about. But also, you can still send me questions about dinosaurs or any other prehistoric life by emailing me at dinocris71@gmail.com, or just go on my Facebook page, Producer Effects of Dino Chris. Like the page, you can actually post your questions in the comment section or on the wall on this Facebook page. But remember, keep your questions short to the point. You could also follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. That's my Twitter page. I post pretty cool stuff on there. Also, take care of the people around you. And also, for younger people out there, make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you can have a good education. It's very important to have a good education. With a good education, you get a good job in the future. Alright, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next week.